What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about one of the most common questions I get asked. Miles, how much money do MMA fighters make? Today I'm going to explain how MMA fighters make money and some of the expenses that come along with being an MMA fighter. I'm also going to share with you guys a real life example of the first UFC fight I ever had, how much money I made. I'm going to give you guys the real, every dollar that came in and every expense that I had associated with that fight. So let's get right to it. Okay, so being an MMA fighter, your pay structure is based on 50% to show and 50% as a performance if you win. So what do I mean by that? So meaning if I am going to take a fight with Joe Schmo, the promoter's going to come to me and he's going to say, hey Miles, we're going to pay you $2,000 just to show up and get in there and fight. If you win, we're going to pay you another $2,000. So 50% of my pay is like just showing up. So I'm guaranteed that, right? But it's also 50% of my pay goes towards if I win or if I lose. So automatically being an MMA fighter, the pay is structured around winning. So let's get right to my example. Real life example for myself. 2012, December 29th, my first big fight in the UFC. It was Velasquez versus Dos Santos. Huge pay-per-view card. I don't know if anybody ever checked that fight out, but Dos Santos and Velasquez, that was a scrap, the rematch. That was a sweet fight, awesome fight. So on the undercard, I was about the third fight of the night. I was fighting Michael Johnson. So for this fight, I was getting $8,000 to show up, and since I won this fight, I got an extra $8,000. So right there off the top, I made $16,000. Now, with that fight, I also had $10,000 in sponsorship money. So what does this mean? What is sponsorship money? So basically, companies will endorse you to put their logo on your shorts, to do social media posts, to do meet and greets, to wear their shirt for when you walk out to the cage. Also, the UFC, they do locker room bonuses. And at that time when I fought Michael Johnson, I got a $5,000 locker room bonus, which is nice. You know, it's like you're sitting at home and you get a check in the mail, $5,000, boom, extra money in the bank. Let's go. So let me give you my expenses for the fight with Michael Johnson. So right off the tops at that time, I was paying my manager 20%. I also have a gym fee, which is 10%. You throw in $1,000 for some miscellaneous coaching fees, and also another $500 for body work, massages, some medicals that you got to do before the fight. That's, you got to pay for your own blood work. You got to sometimes get a CAT scan. You got to get a physical. Make sure you're in health to fight. So my management fee for the Michael Johnson fight was $5,200. That was basically 20% of everything besides my locker room bonus, which was the $5,000. At that time, me and my manager, we have an agreement that that was my money to keep, and I didn't have to make a cut at any of that to him. My gym fee at that time is 10%, which would be $1,600. Some coaching fees for the Michael Johnson fight was $1,000. And this went to coaches that were outside of my gym. So I had a striking coach that I was working with a couple of times a week that was outside of my 10% that I would pay for my gym. So this kind of came out of my own pocket, and that was $1,000 for this fight. Massage and body work and some medicals, that came out to $500. So all in all, I brought in for my first UFC fight $31,000. Which, to me, at that time, and still is to this day, is a good chunk of money. I mean, coming up as an MMA fighter, I was making peanuts, $300, $500. So all in all, making $31,000 for, this was a 3-round fight for 15 minutes. I was very excited for that. And I still am. Now, my total expenses came up to $8,300. Basic little math for everybody. How you figure out exactly what I brought home in my pocket at the end of the day. You take the $31,000, all the money that I brought in, all my income, and you minus all my expenses, which was $8,300, and you come up with a grand total of $22,700 I brought in after paying all my coaches, all my fees, which is pretty cool. That's still a good chunk of money. But wait, there's more. Let's not forget about Uncle Sam. You got to pay taxes on your money, right? I mean, just like any other job, any other independent contractor, we have to pay our taxes. My taxes roughly for this fight were right around $3,400. $19,300 is my total take-home money for my first UFC fight. Now, this is good money, right? It's not bad money, especially coming from where I come from. But I'm obviously not going to retire after one fight, right? So guys, if you like this video, don't forget, smash the like button, subscribe. My goal is to bring you guys 2 videos a week around business, MMA, all across the board. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon.